So I think we can all admit that it is the damn phone. It's actually so funny how I'm a full-time pre-med student, constantly busy with school, and yet the moment I get a little free time for myself, guess what I do? I doom scroll endlessly. But one day, I got tired of it. I felt so drained, overstimulated, and unproductive. So I stopped. And here's how you can do it too. Hi, so today's video is going to be a little bit different because I was thinking of giving you guys some tips that have helped me get better at not doom scrolling during my free time. So we know our phones are super addicting and it's really hard to not use them at all. Nowadays, our phones are used for everything. They are our maps. They are our way of contacting our loved ones. They're the ways that company contact us. They're our form of entertainment. Everything is in your phone. Back in the days, we used to have single-use devices. For example, we'd had an iPod to listen to music. We had a TV to only watch television. And nowadays, everything is literally on our phones. And it's super hard because sometimes I think, oh, I'm just gonna buy a flip phone and make my life easier. But it doesn't work like that. I can't just quit using my smartphone. I need it for my day-to-day. Because, for example, I use WhatsApp and I have group chats for my university and everything is in there. I can't use a flip phone for WhatsApp, and texting on a flip phone is so hard and it takes so long. So that's why I was thinking, oh, okay, so I'm kind of obligated to use my smartphone, but how can I use my smartphone in the smartest way possible, So one of the main problems we have nowadays is that we doom scroll. That's our hobby, that's our new lifestyle, and that's all we do nowadays. Sure, that's not the only thing we do, but when it comes to our free time, I feel like for me, that's the only thing I did. I used to complain to my boyfriend all the time and to my friends, I don't have enough free time. I can't do anything else except be on my phone or be at the university. I don't have free time, and that was a lie. I did have free time. I just didn't use it correctly. So in today's video, I want to show you some tips how you can use your free time for you and not only consume or doom scroll until you get bored, until you get depressed, until you get anxious and you feel like you're not doing anything to improve in your life. These are some simple tips that have helped me and I hope it helps you. They're beginner tips, and from then on I can make more videos explaining on what other things I have done these past months that have helped me improve even more to not feel depressed and not feel the urge to doom scroll. And by the way, I'm coming at you with receipts. I used to have a horrible screen time, 10 hours a day on TikTok and around 5 hours on Instagram. It was horrible. Now, even on my worst procrastination days, I'm only at around 1 hour on TikTok and barely 20 minutes on Instagram. That's why I encourage you to keep watching the video so you too can lower your screen time. My first tip is to limit your time in the apps. This is the first thing that I started to do that helped me see the most improvement. Apple has this setting that you can limit your screen time and it blocks you from the app for the rest of the day. I have a friend that downloaded an app blocker that blocks you from the app from certain times specifically. I prefer to use the limiting screen time that Apple already has installed because I don't really want to make a habit out of when I can see TikTok or Instagram. I just want to be able to use it throughout the day for a certain amount of time limited. For example, I have 20 minutes per day that I use, and I use those 20 minutes throughout my day And after I am done with those 20 minutes, I can no longer use the apps. And I feel like it's super good for me because even when I feel the urge to like doom scroll, the app is telling me, hey, you already wasted your 20-minute limit. That's all your own fault. So bye-bye. And I feel myself obligated to like not get into the app again. Now, the importance of all of this is that you know how to do it too. To start off, you can choose between time limit or time scheduling. If you choose option 1, which is time limit, you should use the Apple Screen Time feature, and here's how you can set it up. So to start off, you go to settings and you scroll down all the way till you see screen time. Once you see the screen time button, you can click it, and in there, you're going to see that there's an icon and the text that says app limits. Once you click on that, you're going to add the limit of time. I recommend you choose 1 app per limit because if you choose 2 apps at the same time, the problem you might face is that you're going to set a 20-minute limit and it's going to be shared between the 2 apps. For example, if you're in TikTok for 20 minutes, you cannot spend 20 minutes on Instagram. However, if you separate the limits, for example, like how I have it, I have a limit of 20 minutes for Instagram and another one for TikTok. That means I'm going to spend 20 minutes on each app by itself. If you choose the option 2, which is having a time schedule, you should download apps like ScreenSend or Opal. In this case, I'm going to show you how to set up ScreenSend, which is honestly very straightforward and the app tells you how to do it, but I'll still show you and it's really easy. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the App Store and download the app ScreenSend, and this is how it looks. Once you open the app, they are gonna basically guide you through how you can set up your screen time, and from then on you have to let them access the screen time limits on your phone. You're gonna hit continue, you're gonna let them access screen time, and after that you will set up the time schedule you want. In my case, I wanted to reduce my app screen time on a specific time range, and I set it up to be from 6 till 8:30 in the night. And after that, between that time schedule, the app asked me if I wanted a daily limit for each app, and I told them that I wanted like a 20 or 30 minute time limit. So inside my time schedule, I also have a time limit, but that's not obligated. You can have it between a time schedule, which is what my friend did. But this app is very customizable, but Apple doesn't let you have this much customization. So it's up to you which one you want to choose. But this app is pretty straightforward, and I'm pretty sure that there are other apps that have even more customization. But this is the one that I'm showing you guys today. So my tip number 2 is actually to make your phone boring. And what I mean by this is that actually I saw this recently on TikTok on how to not be so addicted to your phone, and you should just put your phone on a grayscale. Basically, what the video said was that if you made your phone boring and unattractive to look at, you'll find other things outside more interesting. So I use a focus that is set to be a routine. Basically what I mean by this is that I set this focus to start at 6 in the morning and end at 8 at night. So I don't have to worry about turning it on or anything. It does this automatically. This helps me a lot in not having to worry about like, oh my god, I have to turn my phone into grayscale. It instantly makes my phone like a boring phone. Like I said, because since it doesn't have a lot of colors, it's not really like attractive to look at, and it's easier for you to not find it enjoyable to spend time on your phone anymore. So even if I am tempted to, let's say, ignore the time limit on my apps, TikTok and Instagram aren't going to look tempting anymore using the grayscale, because like there's no color. I'm kind of frustrated that I'm like, oh, I can't really see the colors that are intended for the video. And you know, our brain loves pretty things. So if you take the pretty away, it's gonna make your phone look boring and the other external things more pleasing to you. So first, you'll go into settings and look for focus. Once you're there, tap the plus sign to create a new focus mode, and you can customize it however you like. Next, open the Shortcuts app on your phone and go to the Automation tab. Tap the plus button on the upper right side and scroll down until you see the focus you just created. Then choose when turning on and make sure to enable run immediately. After that, create a new automation where you'll add the set color filter action, and then choose turn color filter on. Then you should make another automation following the same steps, but this time set it to turn the color filter off when the focus mode is disabled. Once that's done, go back to your focus settings and choose the home screens, lock screens, and wallpapers you want to use. And that's basically it. Every time you turn on your focus mode, your screen will have a gray color gradient for a clean, minimal look that will help us not get distracted as much. So we talked about how to limit your time on the apps and how to make your phone boring. With only these two basic things, you're supposed to reduce your screen time by a lot. So we have reduced our screen time. We don't use our phone anymore. So all the time that we spent on our phones is now free. So what can we do with that time? At first, it's gonna be weird and a little bit overwhelming because like we're so used to like just grabbing our phones and consuming the media that there is there, but now you can't. First of all, you need to be bored. Like that's the number one rule. You need to feel bored. You can't just grab your phone or like say, oh, this is too hard, I can't really do it. Just hang on. It's gonna be super hard the first few days, the first week. It's gonna be horrible, but you can do it. I did it, you can do it too. You need to start getting back into old hobbies, start learning new hobbies. And if you're a full-time student like me, you're not gonna have even more time to spend studying or finding healthier activities in which you can relax. So for me, in my personal experience, I started doing old hobbies again. I love to draw, and I've been wanting to draw for a couple months now, but I was like, I never found the time to draw because like it was either spend my time doom scrolling or take some time to draw. The whole point of this video is not to say, oh, social media is not good, you should stop completely. It's more of like a wake-up call to say, hey, do keep in mind that it's your time and you get to decide what you want to do with it. In my case, I just felt so overwhelmed. I felt so horrible. I felt anxious. I felt unproductive. And I hate feeling unproductive. And I hate feeling like I can't do certain things even when I haven't even tried them. So that's why I tried to stop doom scrolling. So if it didn't work for me, I would be like, oh, at least I tried for 2 weeks and it didn't work for me. So I'm going to go back to it. But it worked. I felt so much better. I felt so much productive. And I started doing things I haven't done in a long time. Like I was saying, I love to draw. And I started drawing daily. In those periods of time that I used to doom scroll on TikTok, I took, for example, I used to doom scroll constantly for 2 whole hours without like a break or anything. So I was like, okay, so now have 2 free hours. I'm going to take 1 hour to watch YouTube while I draw. So I was doing 2 things at the same time. And I was being productive. Some of the things I can recommend you to do is you should just make a list of the things you've been wanting to do. Or even better, you should do a list of the things you already know how to do. You just need to get back into it. Because it's easy to say, oh, you should start a new hobby. But, like starting a new hobby means starting something new you don't know how to do, which is very frustrating because, like, for me, if I don't do it well on the first try, I get frustrated and I don't get motivated to get better. So in this detox process, you should just cut social media, get those hours back, start a old hobby that you had, and just keep constantly doing that hobby. The point of this is that you just have to be present. And slowly, you'll start to notice yourself creating more than you're consuming, more than you did in the past. And even if you get better by 1%, that's 1% by day that you get better. And that's like a lot rather than 0. I know it's like probably an overwhelming process, and maybe you've seen a couple of videos already explaining on how you should doom scroll. And I'm sure that other content creators have other tips that may help you, but these are the ones that helped me, and they're just 2 simple beginner tips that are: cut your screen time and put your phone in grayscale so it makes it boring to look at and you won't be tempted to use it. So in the end, what I want to say is that we as humans, we weren't made to scroll endlessly. We came to this world to create, not really consume. And it's okay to consume content. I get inspired by other content creators by consuming. I get inspired by watching movies, by seeing other artists draw, by listening to music. It's okay to consume, but use it more as a tool for inspiration. And with that, I think we can conclude that you should just try to stay more present and be more mindful and demure. Just do what you want. I am just a regular person trying to learn to live through life. And these are just some simple tips that have helped me. And I hope they help you too. So close the app and come back to yourself. So if you like this video and you want to see more tips and tricks on life things, you can give it a like. And if you want to see more videos in the future, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. And you can leave suggestions on what other topics you would like me to talk about. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you. Bye bye.